because we are just starting the match. Spawning in the lower left-hand corner of Alcyone, we have our Twisted Minds Protoss. In the red, it's Classic. His opponent in the upper right, one of two American representatives in this here bracket. It is Estrella, Max Angel. Unfortunately, his countryman, Future, already knocked out by Dark. Oh, that's right. Estrella's playing for Virtus Pro. Very cool, very cool. We have Future already knocked out by Dark. Estrella trying to get into those semis to avenge him, because the winner of this will be facing Dark in the semifinals. In the meantime, the other side of the bracket is also very exciting. We have Dave Testa casting Clem versus Lancer, and we have Steadfast and the Cranky Ducklings are both casting Solar versus Trap, which when I looked at this bracket, I was like, that is the round of 8 match that I want to cast, honestly. But part of the being a tournament organizer and also the caster is that you're kind of relegated to casting the things that other people don't want to cast much of the time. You know, for better or for worse. Because I do send out replay packs to the patrons of the KSL. So I got to make sure we have all the replays. So I try to get the coverage that maybe other people aren't going for. It's usually my goal. Just to make sure everything's covered. Oh my god, Classic gets the pylon down. So cheeky. Is it going to matter? Not really, but I mean, his Nexus is already quite a bit ahead. That's kind of cute. Estrella did open double gate on the high ground, you know, just absolutely standy Andy opening here. Classic opened 1 gate, so this is a 1 gate expand, but just with the gate cyber on the high ground. Fear Dragon. Fear Dragon, I can't do it. I can't do it. I have an obligation to cast this match. No. Fear Dragon wants me to call each player by their opponent's names. That's insane. That's insane. How could I do that? People are going to watch this, Fear Dragon. People are going to watch this. They're going to be confused. I'm going to confuse them. All right, so Estrella sending his Oracle across the map right now. He's got a couple of Adepts heading over. First Oracle is already there. Classic, in the meantime, has some defenses in the main, but no shield battery, crucially. Which could be a bit of a problem. He's trying to Maynard some probes down right now, but the Adepts are going to sneak in, and the probes decide to turn around. It's safer in the main. Oracle's hanging out down here. They're waiting for those probes to come down. This is a lot of lost mining time right now for Classic, as Estrella continues to try to send these Adepts in, but now the Oracles dive in, and he's going to get 4 cheeky kills. Estrella doing a great job with this harassment as Classic tries to defend without a single shield battery in sight. I know it wouldn't help against double Oracle or double Adept, but like, they're still good to have. I'm a big fan of shield batteries. That is now 9 dead probes, and Classic is down 9 workers on Estrella. I just want to make sure everybody's reading the screen as I say that Estrella down here in the red is now putting down a Robo and getting Blink, and he's just in a very good position against his opponent, Classic, who is going to go for some aggression, though. A little Warp Prism here, going to try to get some counter damage done. Did one of the Oracles die? No. Both Oracles are still alive. I know this is painful, chat. Listen, this is painful. I understand. It really is extra good that it's a mirror matchup, though. All right, Estrella gonna try to push in. He does have, excuse me, Classic gonna try to push in as he has great vision of what's going on over here. The fake Immortal as well. Gonna maybe trick Estrella into thinking this is a more powerful push than it is. Classic doesn't have too much behind this. His Twilight Council is so much later. And Estrella, he's now on the defensive with the shield battery, trying to hold on to this third Nexus. That Immortal conspicuously doing not very much damage here. Maybe Classic's Immortals just don't shoot as hard. But now Estrella gonna dive in. He's got Blink Stalkers. He is gonna lose a couple of Stalkers here. I mean, Classic still got a lot of stuff. Stalker tries to warp in on the front, but it gets taken down. Probe's getting pulled off the line. More Stalkers getting warped in here for Classic. He's got some Prism Micro available to him, but it looks like that Guardian Shield is not going to happen. Super Shield Battery does turn on, and I think Estrella is just going to be able to hold here, and that's going to be GG as Estrella takes game number 1. That's so hard.
Oh man, Chickenman.
I only messed up once. I only messed up once. Thank you, feardragon, for the Prime sub. And for forcing the entirety of chat into a state of confusion. Congratulations. You cast the spell Confusion on 317 viewers all at once. All it took you was 6,000 channel points. And you just cast Confusion. Everybody who's like listening while eating or just kind of chilling, they're like watching something else or playing a game. Just really trying to figure out what was going on there. That was great. That was excellent. That was one of the worst trolls I've ever heard. Ah! But you have heard of it. All right. We don't have to cast this one backwards. But I could. I should have swapped the names. Oh, swapping the names would have been the play. Maybe I'll just swap them randomly throughout the game just to really throw people off. If only I could change their colors too. That would really add another layer. Let's get into game 2. Spawning in the upper left-hand corner of Oceanborn. It is, of course, the one and only Classic. Truly, I could not confuse him for anybody else. His gameplay just too crisp. His opponent in the lower right-hand corner. Maximum Angel, it is Estrella. Last game did feel a bit weird from Estrella. The lack of any shield batteries defensively ended up being very, very painful. I was more focused on trying to keep the names correct than analyzing what was happening in that game. But I feel like it was just Classic putting on some, like, normal pressure. And Estrella just not quite ready for it. Thank you for whoever just supported the KSL on the Patreon. I really appreciate that. We do need a bit more support to keep going at our current rate. As it stands right now, we're a little below what we need to keep the $400 bi-weekly going. We're very close, though. I think probably what we'll do is skip a week to help even it out a little bit. But we appreciate all the support we can get. If you guys want these replays, I do send all these replays out. Every KSL. And if you want to support another way, also like for free, check out the Matcherino. You can put 25 cents in the prize pool for free. Wow. How come Estrella's nickname isn't Mad Max? That's a good point. Damn, Steadfast. He's good. He's good with the nicknames. Mad Max. I like that. It's funny, Estrella killed Classic's probe that time. Before it could put down the pylon, but he didn't have enough money for the Nexus yet. I actually think it would have been better if he had let the pylon go down. Because he could have wasted Classic's 25 minerals. The Nexus would have gone down at the same time. But Estrella is going to move across the map with his Stalker Sentry. Not the most intimidating combo I've ever seen. Puts down a pylon and leaves? I'm confused. Oh, you know what? This is the I want to catch your Adept pylon, I'm guessing. Wants to catch that Adept shading across the map. But I guess not. Somehow this Oracle doesn't spot the pylon. And I don't think Classic saw that Stalker. Barely out of his vision. Oh, maybe he saw those ones, though. As 2 more Stalkers and 2 more Sentries moving across the map. I guess this wasn't just a spotter pylon after all. Estrella is starting to warp in. But the Oracle's going to hit. Ah, Estrella learned. He put down a shield battery this game. That first Oracle not going to be all that much of a threat. Oh. Estrella's going to dive forward. Drops the force field. He's going to try to segment this Stalker off. He is going to kill that Stalker. Oracle going to drop down the stasis trap. Oh, he catches a huge amount of probes. As Estrella thought about trying to attack that at first, but then half-assed it. And you guys know you're not supposed to half-ass it. You got to either whole-ass it or not, you know? But it turns out it doesn't matter because the Artosis pylon powering all of Classic's production was under fire. And Estrella wins with what I would call extremely straightforward aggression that I think Classic just didn't see and therefore wasn't prepared for. Yeah, wow. Very quick one. GG. Game 3 is going to be on Ghost River. You know what I love is being friends with the pro gamers on Battle.net and then seeing them log in and like get an achievement. I don't even know what this achievement is. That's so funny. Yeah. I'm not trying to call anybody out, but one of the pro players just purchased a co-op commander, so they got an achievement for that. Good job. Cat, please. You're pretty, but cat is more. It's true. I actually don't know where the cat is right now. Oh, he's in his box. He gets a new box like every week. He gets a new box. Co-op is fun, so well played, Mr. Pro. I mean, fair. Co-op is fun. I haven't played much co-op, but like it's a good game mode. I got a toolbox, and it came in a big box, and the cat really loves that box, and it's too big to fit in that spot. So I don't have a place to put it right now that I can put a camera on it. Otherwise, the cat would be on camera, which would be great. Unfortunately, there's no camera that can look at the cat right now. So we will just have to deal with StarCraft for the time being. Speaking of which, spawning in the upper right-hand corner of Ghost River, we have our blue Protoss for Virtus Pro, Estrella. The last American representation in this bracket. His opponent in the upper left-hand corner trying to stop these scheming North Americans from getting through to the semifinals. It is Twisted Minds Classic. Unfortunately, the other North American, Trigger, did not make it past Lancer. Lancer, also known as Cyan, he changed his name to Lancer recently. He's been looking really good, and he 2-0'd Trigger, which I feel like is quite impressive. But I've been really impressed with a lot of Lancer's play, honestly, since he changed his name. Like, shout out to the name change, because I feel like that's working for him. Who did he beat the other day? It was, I feel like it was a Zerg and then Gumiho. And I was really impressed by both of the wins. But I can't remember who the other player was, so. But yeah, Lancer been looking really strong lately. Really cool to see. And then our other non-Korean player of, well, I guess not our other non-Korean player. Lancer is non-Korean as well. But yeah, Clem and Lancer are fighting right now, which I believe Dave Testa is casting. But Clem is the favorite, I would say, to win today. As I believe he is in Korea playing. I mean, I assume he's in Korea, or he wouldn't sign up for KSL. Unless he really just wants to play with a lot of ping. Could be. It's a nice copy pasta in chat. I appreciate it. I started reading it like it was a real message. And then realized it was just a good copy pasta. So, a bit less aggression this game from Estrella. Opening up, going for a Stargate, which is getting scouted by Classic, but not immediately dropping a pylon on the other side of the map to attack with. Classic, in the meantime, is going for a Robo. And it's just going to be starting up an Immortal. I actually was kind of thinking he was going to go Warp Prism, but again, it was a 1-gate opening from Classic, so quite a bit of a faster Nexus from him. And we see, wow, he is far ahead in workers. I didn't, like, miss anything crazy, right? One probe died, okay. Like, I didn't miss 2 Adepts getting in, right? That is a big worker lead. The Adepts here are going to try to sneak in for Estrella, and actually, they're going to get in, but the probes are just going to run away. It turns out that's a pretty good strategy. Oracle is heading across as well. Honestly, if that Oracle had been here, that could have been pretty good. But alas. Oh, Adept pulls the the army away. The other 2 are threatening to shade in, but Oracle is going to try to get on top of this mineral line. There's a shield battery, so it's not going to get too much damage done, but it will grab a couple of probes, it looks like. Or maybe one. Maybe one. There you go. Gets 2. Ooh, it almost goes down, but just barely stays alive. Same time, Classic is trying to counter push. There's Immortal a little bit late, but Estrella seems pretty worried about this. He's going to drop a second pylon, and he has got a Void Ray popping out. Honestly, with the Void Ray, he might be able to just kill this outright. Classic has no way to retreat against a Void Ray. So if he loses these Stalkers, I mean, he's just got to be really careful here. He's also got the double Oracle to worry about on the other side of the map. He seems to be doing a good job against that. And in fact, he's got a 3rd base on the way. He's feeling so confident. And that's, I mean, that's fair. Like, what does Estrella have? He's got a Void Ray. But where's his tech? His Twilight Council just started. And these Oracles have just not gotten anything done. This one's still just on 2 kills. There you go. Gets a 3rd. Super Shield Battery turns on. It's going to keep it alive. This one's super low. So it's going to run into these Stalkers, and it just has to leave. Great defense from Classic. His push on the going to the other side of the map, too, while it didn't do anything, it forced a Void Ray. It forced Estrella to overreact and pull some probes for a second there. You know, Estrella's already not in a great position economically, and pulling probes is really painful in that situation. Now Classic's Blink is almost done. Estrella's has only just started. This feels like a really tough spot for Estrella, and I don't know if being out here on the map is going to be the right call. He's taking a 3rd behind this, but of course his 3rd is super duper late, just like his natural was. This Oracle going to try to get in and get a cheeky kill. It gets 1. It somehow stays alive. Never mind. Dead and down it goes. Falling into the water. Estrella's going to go home. It just feels painful. I mean, honestly, Estrella's not nearly as far behind as I expected him to be. Considering how these trades have not been good for him at all, he was forced into a Void Ray. His 3rd base, his natural was much later. Now his 3rd base is much later. He is a little bit behind in workers, and obviously that income's not going to look great, but the army supply is very similar for the time being. Because Classic's not hitting with Blink finished, Estrella's Blink is almost done. Forges are finishing at about the same time. Estrella, I feel like, should be much further behind than he is. Stasis Trap does catch a few stalkers. That's, you know, it's always nice. It's always nice for Estrella. Ooh, he's going to move out. He's going to try to catch these stalkers. I kind of wish he would stay back here and just blink on them as soon as they came out of that. Oh, but he's just going for it. He's going to try to dive in the Immortal. The Immortal pulls back. There's a few Zealots here. And now the Stalkers come out of the stasis. And suddenly Estrella is caught out here. The whole army is ready to fight him. The Void Ray going to go down. That does mean the Stalkers can keep fighting. Oh my god, he blinks forward. That's insane. Insane move here out of Estrella. I don't know that it's going to make all that much of a difference, though. I feel like Classic just has too much. All those resources that he mined, that Estrella didn't, they're coming to fruition now. It looked close for a minute there, but it was only a matter of time before we saw those resources come into play. Classic, I think he's probably just got more gateways. Yeah, he's got a couple more gates. He can just warp in more at a time. He's been mining more for so much longer. And now he's spending that money. He's at double the army supply of his opponent. Estrella was looking for a nice little advantage with that stasis trap, but maybe got a little too greedy. And now he is fighting for any sort of victory. Somehow that prism does go down. Oh, but I don't think these stalkers are really getting out of here. He's just losing stalkers left, right, and center as he desperately tries to get home to his shield batteries, but the shield batteries can only do so much. And I think Classic, I feel like he's just going to be able to overrun. He's got charge lots, he's got immortals, he's got stalkers. He's going to go for the fourth base, which is going to leave these immortals kind of exposed. Oh, cute force fields. Keeps one of the immortals alive. And there's the GG as Estrella taps out. Classic takes the 2-1 victory over his opponent. GG, man.